started off, it was all the pick with this hand, but then eventually I started losing the pick, as in started using the fingers a lot more. But then you have to refer to the pick again for funky bits or for fast bits or. But then you see there, I go back to using the fingers again for, and of course, when your fingers are available, you can pluck harmonics. And then you do need a pick, of course, if you want to play fast passages within that. So if it. What I did was just find something that worked comfortably for me rather than try to copy anybody else. I just kind of found that worked. I was able to park the pick there, but it was available if I needed it. It was always really about music. It was never really about practice, if that makes sense. It was more about, you know, if I liked a particular piece of music or a particular song, I would try and learn that to the best of my ability, or, you know, rather than specifically going, I'm going to learn this scale or that mode or that chord or any of that. It was always with the music in mind. So the only thing I ever really worked on was my timing to get it right with the music, and after that it was straightforward enough, you know. This is a Blackstar Artisan 30, and basically why I went for this is because it was just it was the clean sound that I'd been looking for. It was pristine clean, all the frequencies were there, everything was solid, it didn't get bouncy or flubby or in the low end, so that was just it. As soon as I heard it, I said, that's it, it's perfect. The first thing for me is a clean, and you know what I mean, is solid low end, a good solid mid-range, and a nice sparkly top end. So like, it's what draws me towards a good amp or a good guitar, is that, like, because everything else can be added on top of that, but if you don't have that to begin with, you've nowhere to go, you know. So I can add on overdrive to that, and it'll be the same sound, only overdriven, like, hopefully. There's two channels on this amp. It's not switchable now, but there's two separate inputs, different preamp stages. The first one's based on an old Vox, and the second channel is sort of like a blackface Fender. So the way I set it up is I link the two of them so that I can blend between the two sounds and get as good a clean sound as I can, and then do a lot of the work from the floor then. I mean, you can overdrive the amp, you can switch it to 10 watts and overdrive it, but I prefer to do it that way, you know, keep the amp clean. The amp works great everywhere. It works great for live, very, very loud. We have a very low here, but it'll fill any stage. And it's also great recording as well. It is a 212 combo, but it does mic very well and records well. Basically, it was a process of elimination for me with amps. I went through everything, and it's not that the other amps were bad. It's just I had to find something that worked for me. That, you know, some amps might sound good in a studio environment where it's nice and quiet, but then I kind of found live they were being found out at gig volume, and the bottom end would get saggy and it wouldn't hold together. And if you hit an overdrive in front of it, the whole amp would just collapse. Whereas with the Blackstar, with the Artisan, the opposite happens. It opens up as you turn it up. It just gets better. So that's why when I heard that, I said that was it. That was it for me, you know. A James Tyler Burning Water, I think it's from 1997 or thereabouts. He's a Los Angeles luthier, and basically what this is it's basically a Stratocaster but with various upgrades. Very good neck. He has this bizarre finish on it here, humbucker on the bridge, but essentially it's a Strat, Maple neck Strat. That's all it is. Locking tuners and that kind of thing, you know. So, but it's a great sounding guitar and it plays great, so That's it. That's all that matters, really. Well, basically, that whole board there is built around this unit here, which is the Quattro, and it's the Carl Martin Quattro. There's 4 analog effects there. There's basically compression, a 2-stage overdrive chorus, and an analog echo. Everything else you see then is just an extension of that. Like, that's another overdrive. This is a phaser pedal, which is similar to a chorus. It's a modulation. This is another Carl Martin chorus, again, just so we can set different flavours. And yet another echo, and then a reverb at the end, because the amp doesn't have reverb. So, just to give you an idea of the sounds, that's the compressor on there now. Just without it. Carl Martin overdrives you've heard earlier. This is a heavier one. And I have this Valbrook overdrive here, which is he's a builder from Germany, Dr. Henning Valbrook. So I'll give you a listen to that. Have this set for a kind of heavier kind of set. I think it's very important to listen to other musicians, and sometimes just not to play. Like, if the band are playing, what guitar players tend to do is overplay, try to overcompensate, playing piano parts, all that stuff. When really you don't have to. You need to listen to the bigger picture, and then listen to yourself. And then secondly, I would say to focus on timing, because it's probably the one aspect that we all fall down on, because we're too focused on what we're doing ourselves, and we're flying off, and your time slips. Well, I think that's what people pick up on, the groove or the time of music. So, regarding advising my younger self, it would have been to probably go to lessons, more than likely, and learn theory and probably learn to read. It won't do any harm, you know. It's definitely not harm.